we need to think of the choices we make at the ballot. And there is a reason why we insist on this. When we go to the ballot, we have 6 ballot papers. One of them is for Member of Parliament. And one of the most consequential seats in this country and position of leadership is being a Member of Parliament, and consequently a Member of the Senate. Now, you may think the presidency is the most important, but I want you to observe, every president that has come to power in this country, their first agenda, the very first meeting they call at State House after being sworn in, is the meeting between him and the members of Parliament, because he knows the importance of this particular body of government and this arm of government. The 2010 Constitution, which we passed for ourselves, empowered Parliament. The President cannot appoint Supreme Court judges without Parliament. The President cannot appoint CSs without the approval of Parliament. If Parliament rejects the CS nominees, they cannot become CSs. They must be vetted by Parliament. And a lot of other appointments that are put under Parliament's authority to vet. Parliament has the power to even censure these appointees and these office holders. You cannot even have an IEBC in place without the chairperson and the commissioners and the CEO being vetted by Parliament and approved consequently for them to assume office. The President himself can be removed by Parliament. And that is just how powerful Parliament is. When you're choosing your Member of Parliament, remember he's the one that makes legislation. When government wants to increase taxes in a particular area, or even increase deductions, remember, it is your Member of Parliament who either approves or disapproves. If you mess on this particular ballot, you mess the whole string and the whole chain of leadership. The President cannot function without Parliament being on his side. Because if he messes up, the spectrum that gives the powers to Parliament for impeachment are broad. Because how do you even define misdemeanors? Misdemeanors is something that is negligible, but you can be impeached for it, even as the President. No matter how powerful the President is, what saves them at the end of the day is politics. Because as we are now, the President's party, as a standalone party, has the most members of Parliament, has the most senators. As a coalition, the court ruled that they don't have the majority, but consequently, the President made it happen and has a majority in Parliament. And parliamentarians on his side argue that the court order is overtaken by events, because already we have had post-election agreements. There is a reason why the President keeps calling for PG meetings. The President keeps trying to find an alliance between the executive and the legislative arm, because they are the most powerful. I guarantee you, if Parliament was functioning as per the functions it is allocated by the Constitution today, properly and to the interest of Kenyans, we would be far as a country. They are the ones who even pass the spending budgets of the country. If they say the President won't have a traveling budget, he definitely won't. And if he's given a bill for the budgets and appropriations, and he refuses to sign it and does not return it to Parliament with a memoranda, then that bill after 14 days becomes a law. And in case he sends that memoranda to Parliament and Parliament does not agree with him, they can vote for the bill to remain as it was. And once it is returned to the President, he has no power to return it back to the Parliament. That bill will automatically become law. That is how empowered your Member of Parliament is. You see those national government roads that are done in your constituency? It is your Member of Parliament who lobbies for them. You see those CDF projects that are done in your constituency? It is your Member of Parliament in charge of it. All the development in this country, those allocations that are made for that road that goes to your house to be tarmacked, for that school in your area to be built by the Ministry of Education. It is your member of parliament who either passes, approves or disapproves the allocations to that particular project. That is why the presidents in this country have been so obsessed to actually control the legislative arm. So the next time you go to cast your ballot, please remember that the most important ballot you will cast is that of member of parliament. And unfortunately, we have the most toothless parliament we have ever had in the history of this country. They are members of a choir that is led by the executive. We all saw that during the Adani stories. We were first told there is nothing like Adani, we cannot sell the airports. Members of parliament who are in the president's party defended him vigorously and even told us that we are unpatriotic and we do not love our country. But the same people who are supporting the idea, when the president, working on advice, realized that these were corrupt individuals who are about to take over our airports, he went on and cancelled it when he was addressing parliament, the nation from parliament. Those same members cheered, clapped, whistled that the president has done a good thing, yet they were defending it. During the Finance Bill 2024, those members of parliament are the ones who were so hot-headed to pass a bill amidst political tension, when the people had clearly voiced their objection to that particular bill. The people were very clear. We did not want the Finance Bill 2024. But what did the members of parliament do? They went right ahead and passed that bill and said, no matter what we say, no matter what we do, online people cannot allow them not do that. But the problem is, it was not just about those online. Even women in the village were saying the finance bill is not good. But members of parliament were hot-headed enough to pass it. And when they passed it, and it got to the president's desk, and things escalated on the street, president cancelled it. Most of you saw that press conference while he was conceding and cancelling the Finance Bill 2024. And you saw how your member of parliament gave the president a standing ovation, even after passing it by force. So the most consequential seat you will ever participate to fill, the most consequential ballot you will ever cast in an election, is not the presidency, is not the member of county assembly, is really not the governor. It is the member of parliament, because that member of parliament acts on behalf of your interests.